He is the commissioner of the U.S.-China Economic and Security Review Commission that was created by Congress. He's also a senior policy advisor to CEO Alex Karp at Palantir. And thank you for being with us today, Jacob. Let's talk through this. It sounds like things are definitely heating up. What do you think the implications are?
Well, Becky, it's great to be with you. What we're seeing unfolding in real time is nothing short of a tech war between the U.S. and China. The Biden administration is waiting to get more details on the chemical and composition of this new 7-nanometer SMIC chip. But we're hearing lawmakers from Capitol Hill raise legitimate questions about whether SMIC's Huawei chip violates U.S. sanctions. And the Biden administration has put in place export controls aimed at restricting China's ability to obtain certain high-end semiconductor devices with potential military applications, develop and maintain supercomputers, and manufacture advanced semiconductor devices. And what Huawei's breakthrough chip shows is that export controls will slow China, but it won't permanently stop China from making advances. And that's okay, because ultimately artificial intelligence is a race between the US and China.
What's the result of that tech war, though? Does it mean that the U.S. market is closed off to Chinese companies and the Chinese market is closed off to you, or going to be closed off to U.S. companies?
It basically means that in areas of advanced computing that have significant spillover effects on the development of artificial intelligence and things like large language models, which have potent military applications, we are going to see a bifurcation into a Chinese-led technology world and an American-led technology worlds. The US and China are in a race for global leadership in artificial intelligence. The leadership in Washington and Beijing both understand that AI is the single most consequential breakthrough, paradigm-shifting technology in military affairs in 80 years. And China views AI as central to leapfrogging, to use their term, US military capabilities, particularly in the Indo-Pacific. And while the US still leads the PLA in aerial applications of AI, the PLA is highly competitive in computer vision and underwater autonomous drones.
The PLA being the People's Liberation Army of China.
Correct.
Let's talk a little bit, though, about what this means for Apple. We're talking about high-end AI applications, but this sounds like it is playing out on lower technology consumer applications at this point with these restrictions on iPhones in Chinese government offices and perhaps beyond that. Is this an overreaction in the market this week? We saw Apple lose $200 billion. The stock's down by 6% just in this week to date. Is that an overreaction? Do you think that this is going to be more? How does this play out?
Well, this is the reflection of a growing level of mistrust that a lot of different commercial civilian technologies actually have dual use applications. So in the US, we've actually seen this mistrust take root through bans and restrictions on companies like Huawei and ZTE, where the US government had legitimate concerns that the Chinese government could use its control over Huawei and ZTE in order to collect a lot of information on US citizens and US companies. Ultimately, China has a civil military fusion system that blurs the line between the private and the public sector. So in my view, American concerns are quite legitimate. But on the Beijing side of the fence, a lot of policymakers simply don't believe that the US has a real separation between the private and the public sector. And ever since the Snowden leaks, the Snowden leaks has given oxygen to that theory and narrative. So we're seeing these restrictions on iPhones and Teslas by government employees as not only retaliations against American restrictions, but also as reflective of that growing mistrust that the US government could use its influence over American companies for geopolitical purposes.